the trickiest things about doing this is obviously the time restraint, and then your opponent's recognition that all they have to do is hold out for 5 seconds. So the whole idea about the quick submit is you're taking them down to the ground, you're submitting as fast as possible, and then you're rising up to assess the situation. This aspect of the real Hwa Rang Do combative nature is in your Yongtoogi rules to help increase your skill and increase your capacity for real life self-defense. If you're getting down, the trick is he's trying to hug, he's trying to turn into me. So you have to be keeping this press and getting them down here and the body in tight, and then it's your hip that has to take away the space. As you can get that quick transition here, then it's easy just to get the elevate and fight down, and he's gonna feel that position and then circle out to finish. When the elbow is up perpendicular or higher, he loses his strength.
Okay, then check. My foot go here under his shoulder.
Boom, and hook. You're getting the other hand under here, and we're trying to go a rock, and our body is using to flatten him out. And then the elbow gets pinned under the body, it's stuck, and even if you can get this hand under, which is unlikely, you're not able to finish the shoulder lock because you can't get the angle. Has to get down to the floor as we push with the palm on the elbow. So then all that's left is to slip in, figure 4, elevate. As we do the same kind of motion we were doing earlier. By sliding and elevating the elbow up to a perpendicular position from the shoulder. All we have to do is release the wrist, go for a nice deep hook, pop, fall back, and finish.
Many people that I know, many other martial artists, you know, black belts, masters, instructors, they always encourage me. They say, don't do 5 seconds. Why don't you let them do 10 seconds? Why don't you let them do, But that's the entire point, right? We want our students to submit quickly, take them down and finish. So whether they can do it, you give them all the time in the world, they'll submit somebody. But if you give them that fight, the goal is to finish the fight as quickly as possible. So it's something that we're pushing to allow you to have the opportunity to practice submitting somebody in those 5 seconds. Has it been done? Yeah, it's been done. But your submissions gotta be super good to do it. As soon as I've taken him down, he's going to, this is an easy position to get. I push my hip forward, it's right here. I just, see it's here, I just cup the elbow, I put it here. This that's compromised, I can pull it back and then slip back into the elbow. If everything gets lost, you're always coming back into your mouth. I lost that.
La perdo.
Right into the lapel here.
Prendo il colletto dell'avversario e c'è un ciò.
I can fall back into this.
Posso anche cadere all'indietro.
The idea of a quick submit is like a mercy kill, a quick kill. It's important. Right? If you're a hunter, right? You can kill any animal. But how do you kill them quickly, painlessly? That is an art. We have to look at it in that way. It's the same. So this is why when you don't know your submission well, you're just hurting the other person. And that's not nice. So you owe it to not only yourself to know your techniques well, but you owe it to the other person to know it well. So they tap out painlessly. Here, when they do that, you can do the arm bar. I'm just gonna push.
Sotto la testa, sotto il collo.
My shoulder down into his neck. Just because you have feet doesn't mean you can use them. Just because there's tires in a car doesn't make you a good driver. And let's say you decided to do that. I'm go 1, 2, and then here, and he goes boom.
Quindi immaginiamo questo scenario dove
The triangle is, you have to understand the goal. What's the goal here? And this is where you're going to have problems. Okay, you're looking at the steps of the movement or the technique and what I said, rather than understanding why that technique works. Did you know that knowledge is free? Just because you went to Oxford or Harvard doesn't make you smart. It just means they wasted more money than you. He puts his arm on you. Depends on what he wants to do, you do what it is. He wants to keep the arm there, then I just push it. He wants to push it, bend it, then I do the shoulder lock. Right? Put my knee here.
se noi spostiamo la testa in avanti, ci sono...
When I ask you to seek wisdom, it's the acceptance and understanding that in fact what we are doing is wrong. If you did wrong with the intention of doing wrong, it all makes you evil people.